August the 25th, 2014. This is CISG114, Section 2, Web Technology and Life. Today is the first class of the semester in the new campus. So let's get started. You see? You're welcome. Do you have any questions? Okay, all right. So we get started. Oh, gee, this is the spotlight. This is CISG114, Section 2, if I remember, right? Web Technology and Life. I got Section 1. Oh, it's okay. Please take your seat, all right? So CISG is a general education course, all right? And the name of this course is Web Technology and Life. And the code of this course is CISG114. And the section of this course is 02, okay? So I'm going to give you all this essential information to make sure that you know that you're not entering the wrong classroom. So the person who's talking to you is supposed to be the instructor in this course. Welcome. You're very polite. You know that you need to go through the back door, but it's okay for you to go through the front door if you're late. So I'm the instructor of this course. So I've been teaching this course ever since it's being offered in 2011. Okay. So it's a very successful course. So far, I do not have many students who fail, except for those who registered for this course but never show up, all right? So you know the reasons why they fail. And I have used this particular course, particular, I need to tell you something about this. Because in this course, you're going to use it not about this learning management system, which is provided by the University of Macau. And UM means University of Macau. Moodle is the name of the learning management system. It's free of charge. It's very good. And 2.5 is the versions we are currently using. Have you ever used it? Not yet? Oh yes. How many of you are really first year, first semester students here? All of you. Okay, so how many of you have used this system before? No, okay, that's good enough. It's a learning management system in the sense you can use it to help you manage your work, okay? One thing that is very important in each course of your study in the university is you have a system like this to manage your work, to keep records of your learning, to keep records of your achievements in learning, all right? And so in each course, we are supposed to give you this environment in such a way that you know what you can expect throughout the semester's 14 weeks, all right? And then you know what you need to do, when, where, and the basic responsibilities as a student. So this is the website that you're going to use for this course, and to get access to this website, you just need to use any internet browser. For example, I've used the Firefox. You can also use Internet Explorer. You can also use Google Chrome. And once you got the browsers activated, you need to type in the address webcourse.umac.mo. And then you will be brought to this page. Okay, once you see this page, you're safe. And then what you need to do is you click on this particular name here. You click it one time. Okay. Once you click it one time, you will be brought to the login page of our system. Okay. So this is the login page of our system where you need to type in your user ID and your password. Now, what is your user ID? When you are admitted to the University of Macau, you will be given a student ID, okay? So whatever before the @ sign of your student ID is your user ID, okay? And then what's your password? I cannot tell you, but it's the password you use to log into your email account, okay? So try that out, and once you type in these two important information, press log in. Now let me just try to do something for you. So this is my user ID, okay? And then I cannot tell you my password. but I can show you that I'm typing in my password. So now I'm brought to a page which is called My Courses. Now, for example, if you're a student, you have a number of courses registered for this semester. And if your instructor in each one of this course use this system, then you will have a number of courses here. So, for example, if I would like to come back to this course, which is Web Technology and Live Section 2, okay? Now, you will see that I have not activated this environment yet. I want you to look at that today, like this, and most likely by first day or the end of this week, you can see this link activated and you can click into this link. Now, 2014 is this academic year. 1 means the first semester. CISG114 is the core of this course. 002 is the section number, and Web Technology and Live is the name. So you definitely can see this link in your My Course page after you log into the Moodle 2.5 system, and you can see this is the teacher. Now, my name is What in Chinese is Watson, see the what, alright? And because it's Romanized Chinese in Portuguese, and in Portuguese they do not give me the W, okay? So they just give me What Cam Hall, okay? I'm from Macau, so here we are. So let's get started. So if I click now into this course, you will be brought to this environment. As you can see that this course is under my name, and this course is under FXT because I'm from the Faculty of Science and Technology. And this generic code name, I can easily change it, okay? But don't worry much about this. And here is a course, as you can see, is not visible to students yet because I'm not activated yet. Most likely, as I repeat, on this first day, you can see the course with all the 14 weeks information. And then you can see when you're going to do something and where and why, all right? So basically, each of this block represents a week, okay? So this is the first week, second, third, fourth, and you can see all the information easily. Well, if you want to take a look at the example course site for the past semester, which is the second semester in 2013, let's see if I can get you one. Yeah, right here. Yeah. So it's this one. The second, the spring, the 14, let's see. The 14, 14, 14. So this is the first one. Full semester. 13, 14. That's right here. Right, yeah, it's right here. Okay, now this is the environment of the past semester. So you can see, you might be able to see something like this by first thing, okay? So you can see the course sites with different things that you can use. And so for the first week, second week, the third week. So for each week, you can see something like this, all right? So we have different themes of each week, and we have something very systematic. So you can also see the 14 weeks informations all together. Now let me see if I could play you the theme songs that are still available here. try the songs a little bit. This is the songs I pray for the students last semester.
我知道对你来说，这世界有一点复杂。我知道你肯付出，却不懂该如何表达。我知道你不喜欢承认世界的伪装。我知道关于未来，你有自己的想法。天地万物都有存在这世上的意义，没有一个人有放弃的权利。我会牵着你的手，但是路要自己走。面对选择的时候，听听心里宁静的角落。有一天我会放手，因为路要自己走。失去方向的时候，记得抬头仰望清澈的天空。我知道对你来说，这世界有一点复杂。我知道你肯付出，却不懂该如何表达。我知道你不喜欢承认世界的伪装。我知道关于未来，你有自己的想法。天地万物都有存在这世上的意义，没有一个人有放弃的权利。我会牵着你的手，但是路要自己走。面对选择的时候，听听心里宁静的角落。有一天我会放手，因为路要自己走。失去方向的时候，记得抬头仰望清澈的天空。我会牵着你的手，但是路要自己走。面对选择的时候，听听心里宁静的角落。有一天我会放手，因为路要自己走。失去方向的时候，记得抬头仰望清澈的天空。
So this is a song that a lot of my students ask me if I could sum up the philosophies of designing for this course. I would say, what about the song? The song helps me to understand how best I could design the learning experience for you in this course. So if you want to know something more about this particular course, make sure you listen to this song very carefully. Now, in the traditional course, we do have the GE handbook to guide us into the design of this course. We have an academic calendar, and we do have some rules which the university would like us to advertise for you. Be an honest learner. And for those of you who have unfortunately some learning disability, that we do have a policy and something we can do to help you. So things like this. And then in the course side, you do have some 3 or 9 English-Chinese dictionary, English dictionary, and for those of you who want to brush up your English, from 3 courses there. And definitely, when we come back on Thursday or by the next week, you will see something set up where the student was updated, and you have attendance record. And my announcement of the course will be easy right here. And we have a social forum so that everyone can join this forum to share your ideas. And I also have a Dr. Vet's Keep Me Post hotline, which is 24/7. If you send something there, I would consider it very urgent, important. I'm going to respond to you within 1 to 2 hours. And then we have a semester-based assessment here, and also some teaching effectiveness measures for you to take a look at. So this first one is called the housekeeping block. If you look at this one here, then you understand the structure of this course. And normally, in the second week of the semesters, I'm going to give you all the semester's informations so that you know what you can expect. So for example, in the first week, we have a theme, okay, which is based on the schedule of our syllabus. Okay, now this is last semester's course site. I do not want to get you confused. Now if you want to look at this semester's course site, which this is the first step, alright, based on this course site, you can see we're going to create the Moodle site for that. So this is for 2014 semester. Well, we have one site like this per semester. So you can also see for 2012, 2013, spring 2012, spring 2013, and spring 2014. But remember, yours is for 2014 semester. So the name of this course, the descriptions of this course. So this is a 3.0 credit course. That means we have 2 meetings per week, and for each meeting 1.5 hours. But the latest policy is we need to reserve the last 15 minutes of each class so that you can have enough time to go from one classroom to the next classroom. So mostly I will stop at 15 minutes before the end of last class. So if now it's 11:30 and we're supposed to end at 1, we're actually ending at 12:45, okay? So, and if you want to read the syllabus of this course, click on this link. When you click on this link, you can read the syllabus of this course in PDF format, okay? So, which is downloadable, which contain 5 different parts, about 13 pages, and you can see the schedule, the rough outlines of this course here. Now, let's try to make sure that you understand this. So this is the important course information under this course site, which is CISG114 FALL 2014.pbworks.com. Okay? Thank you very much. You're quick persons. You're copying down the website. Actually, it's not that complicated. Alright? So, all of these are important course information. Alright? So, the first thing is you can always go back to this course home. We have a calendar. Alright? Now, before we get into the calendar, let me just go back to we have 2 meetings per week on Monday and on Thursday. And on Monday and on Thursday we meet at 11:30 and we're supposed to end our class at 1 o'clock. I just mentioned that we're going to end our class at 12:45 to make sure you have enough time to go to the next class. But if you tell me that, no, we don't need to go to the next class because 1 o'clock is a lunchtime, you can have that 15 minutes for class. Excellent. Right? So, but in another case, if I forget, give me a big circle. Alright? Time's up, time's up, time's up. Alright? So, here we go. Now, in each class, we're supposed to have 3 smaller periods of 30 minutes. That will make up 1.5 hours. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide each 30 minutes into 2 15-minute slots. So in each class, we're going to have 6 slots altogether, but the last slot is reserved for your transportations to the other classroom. So actually, we have 5 individual time slots in each class, and each time slot is 15 minutes. Okay? So So what I'm going to do when we have class hours together, we're going to give each time slot a specific mission to accomplish for your learning. So if you look at these number of informations here, I'm trying to give you a good picture of how I manage this course and how I design this course for your learning. And this is a general education course. The difference between a general education course and a discipline course is normally we provide more time in a general education course for you to learn. Okay, what does it mean? That means we want to build you up as a competent student who have the ability to learn, rather than just in normally traditional classroom. We are going through a coverage-based approach. A coverage-based approach is we do have a body of knowledge in that specific subject. And the teacher's role is to make sure I transmit that body of knowledge to you through lecture, hours after hours. So your role is to sit comfortably there and listen. Okay? Now, the idea of a general education course will be a little bit different from that, because we are trying to make sure that our students understand the importance of learning how to fish for themselves, rather than just always offer a fish to eat. So when I'm doing the design of this course, I'm trying to add into this course two important elements. The elements of constructivist learning. That means you need to do something to construct your knowledge on your own, okay? Based on information given to you. The second element is connectivist element. In order to learn something, you must connect what you know to what other people know. In today's world, how do you connect with one another? In the intellect world, in Facebook, you know that every day you are being connected. Alright? So you know these already, but we want to make sure you know how to use this practice in your learning. Alright? So this is something to do with learning designs, alright? But let me show you something very important. This is the calendar. If you go through the calendar of this course, we have altogether 14 weeks together. We start the semester on August the 25th. We are going to end the semester on November the 29th. Okay? And from today to November the 29th, we have 14 weeks together. Okay? So in each week, you can see from this calendar, which could also be described as a schedule, we have the topics assigned for each week. We have the target artifacts of learning accomplishment that you are supposed to get yourself engaged in. You also have the artifacts to submit, okay, with a specific day. Now let me give you a quick overview. In this semester, you have 3 major assignments, okay? And I consider each assignment is a milestone. And I use the name learning contract to describe each milestone. And so you can see that this is learning contract number 1, which covers the first milestone. This is learning contract number 2, which covers the second milestone. Okay, you look at that. Learning contract number 1 covers from week 1 to week number 4. Learning contract number 2 covers from week number 5 to number 7, 3 weeks. And then learning contract number 3 goes from number 8, 9, 10. So that will take away 10 weeks time. So we have 14 weeks, and we finish with the 3 milestones. What are we going to do in the rest of the semester? Okay? So the design of this particular course with the learning activity is to give you time to use the artifacts that you established in the first 3 milestones and put them together with improvement in your last 4 weeks of the semester. And we call this your learning portfolio. Now in this particular course, we do not have any final exams, okay? We just have midterm exam. The final exam is actually the learning portfolio, which in our particular context is your project. Okay, so you have the 3 weeks time to put together what you have done in the first milestone, second milestone, and third milestone in your learning portfolio. And the portfolio is very important. Why is it so important? This is evidence of my learning. These are evidence of my accomplishment. So if I go for work, to apply for a job, or to apply for internship later, when people ask me, what did you do in that particular course? Oh, I learned a number of things in those courses, but I can show you how I learned those things by giving you access to my learning portfolio. In that portfolio, you can actually read the artifacts of my accomplishment, my teacher's comments, and you can also watch perhaps my presentations there. Okay, your writings there, your discussion details there. So all of these will be kept in your learning portfolio. So instead of using final exam, we use a portfolio approach to keep track of your learning evidence in the form of learning artifacts, which are the accomplishment of your work. Okay, so you can see that. So altogether in this semester with 14 weeks, we use the first 10 weeks to complete the 3 milestones, which are 3 learning contracts. And in each learning contract, you're going to produce some artifacts of your learning, which are considered as achievements of your work. And then in the very last milestone, the last 4 weeks, you're going to put them together in the context of your learning portfolio in chronological order to demonstrate your work accomplished in this course. Oh, do you got it? Do you got it? Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So, this is the calendar. Now, if you want to know what exactly should I do in each learning contract, when you click on this link, you will be brought to this page, which tells you what you need to get yourself prepared in order to submit the artifacts for different learning contracts. So, for example, this is the first learning contract, but very similar to the second learning contract. I want you to be aware of the learning activity you need to go through in this course, which is generic enough before we go to the topics. Okay, so in each learning contract, you need to take notes based on your reading. Okay, and you need to make choices on what to read. I'll give you many items, but you need to make choices. You do not need to read all the items. Okay. That's the reasons why I say you have many parts to go, okay? But I'm going to elaborate on that. So on each piece of notes you produce, I expect that you at least do reading of 1 topic per week. And so at the end of your reading of that topic, you take notes, and I consider that note as your journal, okay? And the interesting thing about your assignment is you do not do it alone, okay? Well, reading you have to do it alone, but you will proceed from your personal work of reading and exchange that work of reading with your learning partner. You need a learning partner in this course. That's why I say pair member. So each one of you, I suppose, in the design of this course, you do not do things alone. Okay, you must name one learning partner from among your classmates in this course, okay? And probably, I would love to see that by the end of this week, you know who your learning partner is. So I'm going to give you time to talk about yourself, okay? To introduce yourself, to find one, I can't say perfect, but at least one learning partner for you. So, and then you can proceed with your learning partner to get things started, all right? So now you need to do a reading each week, selected from a number of topics, and you select one, and your learning partner is going to select one, and you took notes, you take notes on what you read, and you produce your journal, and your learning partner will do something similar. And your topic and your learning partner's topic need not to be the same, okay? It could be different. But your learning partner is going to have a second thought with you, what you wrote there, based on your read. So in each week, I expect that in order to keep up your learning, you need to have some notes, and I consider that as your journal. And so you can start talking with your learning partner about your topic. So at the end of the first learning contract, since we're 4 weeks time, well, if you minus this week, you're at least 3 weeks time, so you will have 3 sets of notes or 3 journals. But you just need to submit in the artifacts of the first learning contract 1 from either one is 3 weeks, okay? And then you need to discuss with your learning partner some ideas. Now, the discussion is not conversations. It's not the conversations over lunch or dinner. The discussion must be done using a forum tool in the Moodle environment with written record. And it does not have to be long, okay? But in each of the 3 weeks, 2, 3, and 4, you must have some kind of traces of discussions in each week with your learning partners on the topic of your interest. I don't know what topic you're going to give it to me, but it's just up to you to show me the discussions record about any topic of the discussions with your learning partner with a systematic guidelines which I'm going to show you. Okay? And then this is called starting the process. This is called getting engaged with the topic. And one important thing about a learning product is the report. Okay? The report counts a lot more than the discussion detail. And the discussion detail counts a lot more than a journal. So you see the amount of work that's expected. Okay? And the report is basically how you document your learning on a specific topic of your choice over 3 weeks, okay? And the report has some guidelines. You must follow the guidelines to produce the report. The way to do it is you must learn to construct knowledge out of your discovery of information, okay? So, and then at the end of the report, each one of you need to write some reflective essay, which is called reflective blog, which tells your personal experience of learning of that topic in the past 3 weeks. Now, this is different from the report. Report is something which is very much subject of knowledge center. Everything you produce is related to that topic. But here is more like experience sharing, okay? And experience of learning the topic by overcoming some problems or solving or answering some questions. So when you look at artifacts of this kind, it's basically a process approach of learning, which does not encourage memorizations. Okay? There is no such thing as I remember the answer to 10 questions, and so when the teacher asks me questions like this, I can reproduce those answers. No, it's your choice in constructing your knowledge. Okay? It's also your choice in looking for connections of how this piece of knowledge is related to other things. So at the end of the work, each pair is also invited to produce a proposal of what else you want to do based on the work you produce. It's a proposal which includes a name, questions, and some rationales as well as references. And in the process of doing that, you need to produce a meeting minutes with your learning partner. That means basically an expanded, organized versions of the discussion details. Now, wow, a lot of things to do in a learning contract. Well, I must tell you that it's basically the design of the learning activities which will get you involved in doing something other than what you have been doing for long. That is called memorizations. Well, I have to tell you there's no memorization necessary in this course. That's why there's no exam. Memorization means the cheap way to learn, which is not the effective way. So in this particular course, when you've gone through this process, and since we have 3 learning contracts to do that, you have the experience of 3 learning contracts. That means you do it 3 times and put them together in the very last part of the semester in your learning portfolio. I had this very interesting evidence in the past several semesters of my teachings. Students have done a lot of learning in this particular fashions, okay? So one of the campaign, student received it at the very beginning because this is something new to them. In the past, when they try to learn something, they use memorizations a lot. But when they come to learn something here, there is no memorizations necessary, and they always need to come up with something of their own. So I need to help them through this process, and once they've gone through what we call the threshold difficulty, enjoy the process very much. And mostly my students got a very good grade in the context of producing cognitive work in this area, and you can see a lot of students who are through the digital story data, I can show it to you, then they did a very interesting work. Alright? So this is the first learning contract. The second learning contract looks very similar. Okay? Looks very similar, as you can see this. But the second learning contract, instead of doing it between 2 persons as a pair, you do it between 2 pairs as a team. So you repeat basically something similar, but instead of only 2 persons doing it, you have 2 pairs with 4 persons doing it. So this will increase the challenge by communicating with different persons. But the return on your investment is you know a lot more friends in this class, and you know a lot more people who have similar interests in yours, and it can help you with your discussions a lot more. So if you look at things like this, the basically again is journal, again from individual team member, and then team discussion forum. But the difference is here we have something called wikis before the report. A wiki is another tool, very important in the context of web technology. Oh, by the way, all of these are web technology tools, okay? So that you can have people working together using the Moodle environment, writing, discussing, and doing collaborative writing before you finally produce this report, mostly in Microsoft Word. And again, after that, you also have to reflect the block, and then you have a team proposal. So it will be very challenging. And what about the third learning contract? Well, you can guess that. Well, if we start with pair, and then we start with team. We have task force in the third learning contract with 2 teams. Okay? So you have more manpower than you expect. So how can you make the best use of the manpower in your pair, in your team, and in your task force? Okay? So the design of these things give you a fresh experience of working with people. And in the real world work, this is very common. Okay, this is very common. You need to learn how to work with people. So now we are going to come back to that, okay, but we are not going to finish doing it in one term. Now, if you want to know the topics of interest in this course, as you can see that, let me see. Okay, now here is something that I need to change a little bit. Yeah, you see, I'm going to make sure that you do not see the mistakes again. Okay, as a teacher, so much work to do. Here's the topic, all right? So the first week, we are going to introduce to you to something about Web 2.0 in our daily living. Well, we're just starting to do it. And we have 4 common modules to go through. And these 4 common modules are the core topics which we're going to, yeah. Oh, sure, sure. You just say, excuse me, thank you very much. Yeah. I will not stop you from doing it. Just next to it. Thank you. Yeah. And we have 4 common modules, all right? So these 4 common modules are common across all the courses in this batch of GE courses called the Information Technology and Knowledge Society. And then we have 7 important topics to go through, okay? Topic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you look at the course schedule, all right, including the milestone learning contract, I'm designing the whole semester's 14 weeks along this important topics of interest. Okay, so the way to do it, definitely, as I mentioned, you need to select some topic to study. So this is the readings page. On each week you have a reading list. Now remember, you are not obliged to finish reading all the items. Impossible, all right? You just need to choose one topic to do. So let's go to week number 1. So this is week number 1's informations, okay, reading. We have 2 important questions to guide you through your first weeks of understanding of this course. The first question is, what is web technology? Its impact in life. Now we have a number of things here. Okay, normally, if I were a student, I would go into each link, take a good look at them, means spending 1 to 2 minutes time, and then I will come down to selecting at least one item here, and that item will become my reading topic, my selections of this week. Okay, so another question, it's what is information privacy, okay? The second important question, which is very relevant in the web technology world, is this question, and you select one of this. All right. So suppose you select for the first questions this one, web technology group. This is the first one, right? So I will be brought into this page, which is based on Wikipedia. Now you know what Wikipedia is. It's one of the best sources for us to kickstart our understanding of any topic, and compared to the comments received about 15 years ago, Wikipedia now is as popular as the Encyclopedia Britannica. You see, the Encyclopedia Britannica is a very large collection of knowledge. It's very expensive, all right? And about 15 years ago, people would criticize, no, everybody can write on Wikipedia, they're not scholars, they're not going to be accurate, so all the information here will not be reliable. But today, we know that it's as many people using Wikipedia as the Encyclopedia Britannica today, because the model here, it's open source. Everybody could write on this, so if you intentionally would like to put in something here which is incorrect, your work will be corrected by other people, because the rule here is we are not going to publish anything new here. Anything that I'm going to put into Wikipedia must be based on some published sources. How do you know? Well, the rule is very simple. If you go to any Wikipedia page, you can see the sources would definitely be at the end of the page, and you can see that all the sources are here. They can actually trace all the findings in front of the references with the references here, and this is the rule. And today we feel comfortable with using that, so you should feel comfortable using Wikipedia. Now, that is the ideas of this, and so if we go back to this reading page, then you know that your job each week is to go to each question and go through this list and select at least one item there and start doing your notes over there. And that is your work to demonstrate your learning. Now since there's so many links here, and each one of you will have your choices, so you need to navigate your learning path with your own choices. Now, as a teacher, because I want to balance out your work, no, I say one will be good enough. But my experience tells me if you're a conscientious student, whenever you discover, I've chosen one, normally you also choose the other to continue your study, to supplement your discovery in the first one. This is my experience, and student report on that. So you understand that. Now, besides the reading list, okay, as you can see from here, you also have the video list, okay? The reading list helped you to do reading, learning by reading. The video list helped you to do learning by watching YouTube videos, okay? And again, there are many videos on each width, which is consistent with the theme of my designs. So if you go to a specific width video list, okay? So let's say you come to this list, okay? Because my computer do not have a lot of memory, and it's on wireless connections. So you can see we have a number of these connections, and you can watch it immediately here, or you can go to watch it on YouTube. For example, in the first one, I want you to be aware that today's educations are a lot different from the educations of 10 years ago. And you want to know the differences, you can see watch some of those videos, okay? So, and you can watch it right here, or you can watch it directly on YouTube, okay? So, how do you know? So, this is a very classic video called the 5-Minute University, and hopefully many of you have already watched them before. So if you want to watch them, you just click on the links. Well, maybe I will watch the first one. And you will be brought to the YouTube videos. Okay, when you say it's not here, what you need to do is just to go back and copy the name. I'm going to fix it, don't worry much about this. This is the video here. And you just look for it again. And you can see that there's this one. The best things about watching video is normally this video will not be long, just between 3 to at most 10 minutes. And for those particular videos, the impression is first-hand, okay? So maybe if you didn't hear the sounds, the problem with the video, yeah. I do feel I have connected here, but it's okay. It's just an example of that. Now, the purposes of this is to make sure you know the resources are here. So for this particular purpose, it will go back to the course home. I would like you, before you come back on Thursday, during your leisure time at home this week, go through some of this link here. For example, the submissions tells you the 3 important milestones, the free learning contracts, okay, and the artifacts you need to produce. The assessments tell you how your grade is going to be worked out with those activities. The learning designs tells you why you are doing the specific activity, like journals, discussion forums, the reports, and why they are related, okay? And basically, we are, as I said, we are not encouraging memorization. So what we're going to do is we do some constructivist learning and connectivist learning. And what does it mean in the context of education? In the learning design, this means inquiry-based learning. This means self-regulated learning. This means self-directed learning. The 3 important principles of college educations. And then, for those of you who are so much accustomed to teacher-centered education, you need to help the teacher through PowerPoints or specific reasoning in terms of drill practices. I've done this for you, learn and practice. So if you go to learn and practice, okay, this is a very traditional teacher-centered approach. Right here, you see that we have 3 different periods of time for learn and practice for the free learning contract. If you do need help based on the topic given here, in order to learn with the help of the teacher, make sure you come to this particular link. In the link here, you can see that I've given you enough PowerPoints and exercise and learn the basics notes, okay? So that you can follow those notes together with the suggested reading material, which is another way to scaffold your understanding of this course, okay? So basically, I highly encourage you to do constructivist learning and connectivist learning, but if you think that these are too new for you, you need the safety of your lecturer or teacher-centered approach. Here we go. Come back here, all right? It's a song for you. So you have all these, like the textbook approach, okay? And basically, when you read on my syllabus, we do have a recommended text, but when students ask me, do we need to buy it? My answer is often, it's really up to you, because they're available in the library. If you want to have copies of each chapter, you can Xerox it, okay? But if you want to buy it, you can buy it, and these are decided based on this textbook, okay? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, but I actually extract all the best things about the textbooks and put it here, so learn to use the resources without spending a lot, all right? So it's very important. So with the learning objective, each chapters, with the specific activities, if you do not have the background, you have to start with the activities here, and you can have all the comfort of getting help from a teacher, all right? So let me go back here. And when you read my course informations here, you will also see another term called blended learning. Now, the traditional approach of teaching is you walk into the classroom, the teacher is going to give you a lecture during the class hour, and if you have a question, you need to ask the teacher's question during lecture hour or office hour. But with the Moodle environment, it's almost 24/7, and you can see that I'm almost 24/7. You can always ask questions whenever you have the questions, and in the Moodle environment, using Dr. Vert's Keeping Close forum or the messages. And so we do have the blended learning approach here. That means there is something I expect you to do before you come to class. There's something we have to do during class, and there's something you are expected to complete after class. And towards the end of it, you need to make summary of your learning throughout the week. And so we say it is a blended approach. Why? It's beyond the classroom walls. It's beyond the two meetings of 3 hours each week. All right. So in the context of taking good care of students, it's so much better. But in the context of sometimes not get used to that, you might be feeling that, wow, it's almost 24 hours learning. That's why you need to learn to self-regulate yourself. So online activity just mentions you have to do online note-taking, the journals, discussions forum, the wikis, or writing together with your partner, or the report, all right? And then your reflective blog. These are mainly online activity. And the time management, well, we have, say, 3 hours divided into 2 meetings per week, and we have, besides 3 hours, what do I expect you to spend in doing this course? I must tell you frankly, my past experiences, I expect each student to spend 6 hours outside classroom in this course, each week, 6 hours, okay? It's not that much, it's manageable, but you need to learn to build that 6 hours of practice in this course. 1 hour, reading. You can divide 1 hour into 4, 15 minutes not. 1 hour is in writing, 1 hour is in discussions in terms of the Moodle environment, 1 hour is in the meeting. And then you can expand that in a wiki. Normally, 6 hours will be good enough. You click on this link and you can see that. And then the rubrics. What are the rubrics? Now, the rubrics are criteria of your accomplishment. We believe that it's important that before I give you a grade on your piece of assignment that you're going to submit to me, you know my criteria, how I'm going to give you a grade. So that before you submit something, when you read the criteria, you can give yourself a grade first. Do you understand the meaning of that? once you've given yourself a grade based on the rubric, and you can expect what grade you're going to earn. And how do you know you can earn that grade? So normally, the way to do it is we go through a peer review. For example, I've done something, and then I grade myself based on the rubric. And I passed my piece of work to a friend of mine in this class, and I asked him for his sincere evaluations of my work based on the rubric. And if they are consistent, well, you are 50% off. Okay, then you can also ask the teacher before you submit something. Okay, and then normally the teacher will have to become possible and look at that and give you some feedback in a way that they could really head you into this grade. And so, what it means is, rubric is to be fair in assessing your work to be accomplished. You need to learn how to evaluate the quality of your work before you submit it. Okay? So assessment rubric is very important, and normally you can see that rubric gives you only a set of score 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 means beginning to acquire a technique. 2 means developing something in the state of development. 3 means accomplishment, and 4 means exemplary. Okay? So, and then you read the descriptions of those requirements here, you understand, oh, when I write a journal, what is expected of me? When I do a discussion forum with details to be submitted, what is expected of me? When I write a report, what is expected of me? When I do the wikis with my partner or with my teammate, what is expected of me? And when I write a reflective blog, what is expected of me? Okay, so these are the rubrics. And then of course the classroom participation is something very important. In the past several semesters, my students understand that that is the easiest thing for you to earn score, okay, with the least amount of effort, as long as you participate. What does it mean? Now, I told you at the very beginning, we have, well, I just have 15 minutes more. We have 3 30-minute slots in each class. And in each 30-minute slot, we have 2 15-minute slots. And so what I'm going to do is, towards the actually studying from the first week of the semester, I'm going to provide, at least at the very beginning, the first 15-minute slot for students to participate. And normally we start with each person's 2 minutes first. So in a 15-minute slot, we have about 7 students who can contribute in each class. Okay? And in the second period of time, we have 30 minutes time. That means we can accommodate altogether 15 students with 2 minutes each. In other words, if you participate in class by sharing the work done in the past week, standing up right here, telling us something of your work and the significance of that using 2 minutes, at most is 5 minutes, from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. Okay, but because we need to make sure that you know how to use time. With that presence, with that participation in class, you will be counted, because we're going to produce video of that, and towards the end of the semester, if you look at the syllabus, classroom participations will give you 20% of the final 100% grade. And how do you earn the 20%? With each participations, like speaking in front of you, you will have 2 points, okay? And if you have 10 participations throughout the semester, you are sure to get that 20 points already. It's a very important score, and it's a score designed to encourage your in-class participation by sharing your work done, okay, in the past week. You got it? You will see that I will send out call for participations in my teacher's announcement each week, and you need to sign up for that. If you sign up for that, if more students sign up for that, first come, first serve. Okay? So that is a very important technique, or better say, policy, to encourage participations in class of your learning. You see, it's a very good thing when you can share what you did in front of your students, with your PowerPoint, with your preparations like this. We can learn a lot, and your perspective add to our understanding. Okay, so that is classroom participations. Classroom management, basically I'm telling you a little bit more. We divide each class into 3 30-minute slot, 6 15-minute slot, with the last 15 minutes reserved for your transportations. And we provide specific time slot for students to share in class, just like in class participations. We also provide time to do group-based discussions. It's not perfect in this room, but it's possible. At least we still have so much space here. Remember, you start with 1 pair, and then we start with, continue with a team with 2 pairs, and then with 1 task force with 2 teams. So increasingly, you will not be sitting alone. You definitely sit with your learning partner, and your learning peers, and then your teammates. Okay? So these are within the classroom management. And then classroom communication, it's definitely, you need to learn the technique. When I speak, you're doing excellent. You need to pay attention, and when it's your turn to speak, you need to do it. Make the best use of time in class to learn. And so essential transferable skills are some of the very important survival skills you need to learn in college educations, but not only in the disciplinary course, they never give you a chance to learn that. And mostly you learn it by watching video and practicing it in class. And then essential your information will be updated, and course review tells you how we bring you to a fruition of your understanding by exploring how many questions here in so many weeks. So make sure you visit this website, you read them through, at least watch them, okay? And then you can see something very important here. That is called the GE Program Intended Learning Outcomes. This is a GE course, so the GE Program Intended Learning Outcome published by the university in the past several years, definitely with a new GE handbook there in the process of modifying it, but this is still valid. And this course with the course learning objective only 3, but the course intended learning outcomes, we have 6, okay? So you need to get yourself up to speed with that. And then definitely some basic information about myself. I'm Dr. Vat. I'm affiliated with the Faculty of Science and Technology, particularly Department of Computer Information Science. My office is in E114087. I also put my mobile phone here, so in case you're really something urgent, you can call me. But normally, if you can always reach me using the Moodle environment. I'm almost 24/7 online. Here is my homepage, and here's my education channel. You can go to watch some of the videos of my interest. So today's introductions, I think, I'm almost done. Now, allow me to give some time to all of you to think about what I said throughout almost 60 minutes. And then if you have any questions, raise your hand. I'm going to help answer some of your questions. But remember, our Moodle site will not be ready by Thursday or by the end of this week, okay? So I'm going to pass the time to you. And definitely, I really want you to introduce yourself, but maybe on Thursday. All right, so you can help in the sense if you see anyone who raise hand who wants to ask a question, you can pass the microphone to them. So what's your name?
My name is Julio.
Julio. Are you from Macau? Which faculty are you from? Which faculty? F? Social science. So what's your major? Economics. Okay, so great. I got a lot of economics students. So could you help? Julio, right? So I have Julio who's going to help pass you the microphone if you have questions. Okay? So can you stand? This is the gentleman. Well, next time I'm going to buy some drinks, and those who are willing to help, you definitely get some drinks. Okay? So, do you have any questions? You need some time to think, right? So Julia is able to pass the microphone. So in the meantime, I'm going to stop talking and let you. You have questions? You can stand in front and see if they have any questions. Please raise your hand if you have questions. This is CISG114, Section 2, Web Technology and Life on August the 25th, 2014. Today is the first day of class. I've just finished about 60 minutes of talking. I'm giving time to my student to figure out if they have any questions on their own, okay? By the way, yes?
I want to ask that compare the conversation between our members. Is it need to in English or Cantonese?
Conversation is very up to you. In English or Cantonese, I do not have any particular restriction.
But
But
you need
the
to
discussion forum must be in English. Okay? Whatever on this Buddha environment must be in English, because the university say English is the official language for instructions.
So is it we read it together and write the journal respectively?
Now, this is one choice. Normally, you pick a topic, okay? You read it, and you produce something to get your partner informed. Now, in case your partner discover that is not as well informed as what I expect, so he or she is going to read it again, it's definitely one possibility. But normally, you and your partner is going to read something different because you want to use your partnership to get yourself acquainted with more concept without paying your own efforts. That's the meaning of trusting your partner to get you informed. But definitely, it's a possibility. Yeah.
Sorry, I have no questions.
Okay, thank you. Yes? You have questions? Over there. Thank you. Could you help introduce yourself a little bit?
I would like to ask,
Yeah.
we teach some technical skills like coding or program writing, is that right?
No, because this is a general education course. I do not expect my student to be well equipped to know how to do coding. But if you're interested in doing it, it's free. That you can propose to do something in this aspect. Not a big problem. But normally for the big class discussions, we are more concerned with real-life examples, okay? And then look from this real-life example, what we can learn from it. And you can see some of the documentaries where I'm going to show you. Because this is not a technical course. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. How many of you are first-year students? Could you raise your hand? So I do have some second-year students, right? So, so first-year students, that means, are you mostly from Macau? Okay. So when you are mostly from Macau, are you mostly from School of Chinese Language? So are you familiar with the way we talk when we speak in English? Do you need some extra help? Yeah. That's why I say during the Kaohsiung Binfan Sigan we can speak in Cantonese. Right? Yes, I just want to let you know that I have a camera there. I've been doing that for years. At the end of each class, there's a video over there. Okay, I'm going to put the video on YouTube. And so you can watch the video on YouTube. Okay? And just to review the class. Now remember, your head will not be faced on the camera, and normally it's my head. Okay? But in the process of classroom participations, when you do the speaking, you will be videotaped because that is one evidence of your contributions. And I think it should be safe. It's not a big problem because we're using YouTube the proper way. Okay? You're not revealing any of your secret information. You're just getting yourself comfortable with speaking in front of the camera or speaking in front of the class. And this is one way we can help our students to get back to what they expect to learn. And in case you were absent from the class, we'll always have that class video to watch. Okay? But definitely, if you have your concern, you can tell me. That's why the video is on me, okay? But I do not get one single complaint from my student in the past 3 or 4 years. I love to see that. So if you go to my channel, you can easily find a lot of the videos of the class. Okay? So any other questions? Or until you read the Moodle website? Well, thank you. Now, we have 5 more minutes before I let you go because it's 5 more minutes. So I will be all my ears. Who would like to introduce yourself? Hey, do you remember? You need to find a learning partner. So move and take a good look at the classmates next to you. Now, when we talk about learning partner, we are going to find one first. We're not going to find team partners, okay? You're going to find one, okay? One first. You want to just take a look at? Normally, in my class, I will give 1 minute to each student to introduce themselves. Okay? If not today, maybe on Thursday. So you have some idea who we are. Okay? That it's a very important thing to do. And if you want to sell yourself, I'm a trustworthy person. You can trust me as a good learning partner. You can say whatever you can in 2 minutes time, or 1 minute to 2 minutes time. I was told that I have 40 students in this class, but I don't seem to 40, and just 20 something. That would be good. Yeah. See, Julian is standing there. I'm standing there. Yeah. You have any concerns about this course? Oh yes. One thing that I recommend my students to do is they could bring to the classroom some computing devices, notebook or iPad or at least a mobile phone like this, so that you can immediately go online beside watching the screen here to get some information. But another thing that has my concern is the capacity of the room like this to support all the people using the mobile devices. And sometimes my computer becomes slow when all of us are struggling to share the bandwidth. Okay, that is another thing. But investment into a notebook computer, a mobile device, computing device is worthwhile in today's world. The best, of course, if you don't consider it's too heavy, is to have a notebook. Okay, you need a computing device to get started. When I read my clock, it's almost 12:45. What do you think? Do you have any questions? If not, you're free to go get your lunch earlier and come back on Thursday. Okay? All right, welcome back. Thank you, Julia. Thank you for your help today. Okay? Yeah, yeah. Oh.
downstairs. And then I'll give you some time here on Thursday. Then you just go downstairs. Yeah. Because today the time is long. I'll give about 30 minutes time. Systematic. 1 minute each one figures. And 5 minutes each one. Not during the lecture hours, but during the break. Because the schools require, I know, yeah, the school require that we cannot use Japanese pen during. So as I said, insert break during the class. During the break time is without all minutes. So I have to be here. Now is the break. Do you see the meaning of that? Right? Okay. Actually, it's already there. It's already there. But on the middle, yeah. Normally, it's tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Today. Yeah. Today is Monday. The latest on Wednesday. Actually, does not take long, but I have other classes. Yeah, sure. Normally, as I said, it's the next day. The next day you can see the video on the Moodle environment. But since the Moodle environment is not set up, as I said, it's my first day. So you can have it the earliest is my first day. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Okay. You can type it this one. Let's go. You can still no, this one. This one is not up. This one, the middle one, will be up by this Thursday or by Saturday. Yeah. This one is already up. Okay. So you can click on each one this thing.
I'm just feel a little
Confused?
under the exam we read the reading materials on our own
Yeah.
and share our ideas and write one journal.
Based on the topic.
And how long apart? Is that he shares?
He or she does not need to choose the same topic. He choose a different topic under the same question. And then share your topics to the topic share her or his topics in relation. And then if you definitely need to do your topics. Otherwise, you will not be first-hand information.
Okay. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
You can ask me next on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Very good, very good. Yes. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, standard.
After that,
I'll give you time.
to choose the.
Yes. You talk to each other first.
After the introductions, I give you about 10 minutes time. You go around the room and then you choose one. This will be the master.
But of course, if you don't want another already, you can do that already. But not today, because it's too early. On Thursday. Thank you. It's very simple. Who you are, where you're from, which faculty, what's your major, what kind of persons are you responsible or not. Commitment to being a part. Okay, 谢谢你们。谢谢。Okay, bye bye.
So that's it for today's CISG 114, Section 2 Web Technology Night on the first day of class, 2014 August the 25th in the new campus.